Matt Gaetz, a member of the House Judiciary and Armed Services Committees. He's the author of the brand new book, Firebrand: Dispatches from the Front Lines of the MAGA Revolution. We encourage you to pre-order it now. We highly recommend it. Congressman, great to have you with us. Let's begin with these developments. They are substantial. They're significant. The DNI to move to Congress to explain and further testify about the declassified information and the continued persecution of General Michael Flynn. And it's inexplicable. Your thoughts?
Judge Emmett Sullivan shouldn't be presiding in this case. He should be impeached. We don't crowdsource prosecutions in the United States of America. They have to be brought by the executive branch. And when the executive branch doesn't want to bring a prosecution, no judge gets to just do it. That would be a violation of the separation of powers. If the referee in this case weren't wearing the jersey of the other team, Sidney Powell would have won this case 3 times already. She would have had her motion for habeas corpus granted. Now, when you talk about the Ratcliffe memo today, it is remarkable. It proves that we were right all along. Russia was never a crime committed by the president. It was a setup concocted by Hillary Clinton as an excuse for the failures of the Obama, Biden, Clinton era, and an excuse for her failures with the electorate. And too often the establishment in both parties here in Washington want to make us believe that Russia is some great threat that challenges America. Russia's 2 biggest exports are models and oil, and we've got plenty of both here in the United States. I'm glad that Ratcliffe is going to testify before the Senate, because I think it will further illuminate the extent to which these decisions were made in the Oval Office. This was not some underling. This was not some DOJ or FBI assistant deputy. You had Obama, Biden, and Clinton working on framing Donald Trump even before the election and then using it to try to justify their own failures.
The American people now have witnessed 11 months, first 11 months of investigation by the FBI of this president. Then almost 2 years of the special counsel investigation, then an impeachment inquiry, so-called. And in every instance, he has been exonerated. He is the only one who's been exonerated. The investigators themselves have been proven politically corrupt, orchestrating a conspiracy against a sitting president, and yes, a candidate for president, as they tried to block his election. Will there be an accounting in your judgment?
I am very disappointed that we are not getting indictments from John Durham before the election, but just the Kleinsmith indictment shows that you've got more people that have committed crimes at the FBI than you ever had in the Trump campaign or in the Trump White House. But remember, Lou, it was myself and Jim Jordan and Mark Meadows who back in 2017 said that we needed a special counsel to investigate the activities of Hillary Clinton. And had we done that, we would have known what John Ratcliffe just told us well before. But we had the spineless speaker, Paul Ryan, who blocked us at every turn. He acted like we were the tinfoil hat wearing crazy Republicans. But the reality is we were telling the American people the truth. People in Washington on both sides of the aisle were lying to the American people, and now we know exactly where the Russia hoax began, exactly what the purpose was. And you know what? This mail-in ballot nonsense, the ballot harvesting, that's the new Russia. They're going to use ballot harvesting to try to delegitimize what will almost certainly be a win for President Trump on Election Day. And you talked in your reporting about the importance of this debate. I guess Joe Biden didn't get his 2 breaks. I think earlier he'd requested nap time or something like that. But when you talk about businesses outside boarding up, they're not boarding up for people with MAGA hats. Nobody with a MAGA hat is running down the streets, setting stuff on fire, trying to destroy our nation. It's the radical left that threatens safety and security and tranquility on our streets. That should be the central point that Donald Trump makes. Joe Biden will allow the Portland Woketopia to take over America. This is still the greatest country in the world. You write about it in Trump Century, and it's still a country worth fighting for.
Congressman.